Hey guys, let me get the post out and then we'll go live. Okay. Just let everybody know that we're going live right now. Like always, if you have any questions or tickers or anything like that, just post them in chat. And we'll go over them. Alright, just got one more to put out and then we should be good. Just bear with me just a second. Okay. Let me put my little spiel in the chat then. Oh, hang on, I gotta get this dog out or he'll bark all day. Come on, I'll let you. Give me 1 second, guys, and we'll get started on this here. Sorry about that, guys. I was doing work here near my house and I had to give them permission real quick for that. So let me put the normal spiel in the chat and then we'll get started with it. Like always, if you got any questions or tickers you want me to look at, anything like that, put them up in chat. Okay, yeah, we've had a weird morning. I mean, we've had some good plays. I've had some people tell me that they made some decent money on a couple of good plays there. With Prague. Another one was with, no wait, not Prague, sorry, Plug. We had another one that was, I think it was WTHA or something like that. I have it written down here. I'll have to look it up. And then me and another guy, we played some Sophie puts on that pullback that played out pretty good. Hey, Frog Pass Man, how's it going? Hey, John, how's it going? Hey, thanks, man. Yes, we're definitely going to go over all the TA on big. Let me go over the overall market first, give a few people time to get in here, make sure that they get to see it, and then we're going to hit big technicals. Hey man, you're welcome to jump in and out all you want. Usually what I do when I watch these kind of things, I kind of put it on the background, and if I got any questions about a ticker or something like that, I'll jump in, ask about the ticker, and then, you know, do things like that. You're welcome to do all that stuff. Alright, so what are we looking at? Where is my... There it is. So let me make sure y'all are following me here. Oh crap. Crap, I don't remember which one this is. No. Oh well, I had to pull it up on this one because that one's acting funny. There we go. Again, this is Tradie Ticks. It's a new program I'm trying out. We can see that the overall market, it kind of come down today, but they are giving off some bullish signals. They are rising near the end of the day, and the hottest sector is technology right now. We can see that the heat map is turning back green. Things are looking good. And what is it? Communication services. So Sophie hit right in the middle of that. I just got lucky with a pullback today. And we'll go over a few other plays. But that's what our overall market is looking like right now. It's looking pretty good. We'll go over the technicals on it in a bit. But first, I think that I've gave people good enough time. If not, they can go back and watch it. So let's start breaking down BBIG by the technicals, by the chart. There we go. Excuse me. Get rid of this one now. Let's start with the 4 hour. And we can add that one there back. I took that off earlier to look at a few things. So if we're looking at the EMA lines, where are we at? Well, we can see that it popped up. It rode the 15. That this was during those initial first week or two that it popped up. Everything was great. We've seen highs of 1249. And guys, if this thing is going to squeeze, that means it's going to have to at least break that 1249. Now, we can see from there that we had some profit takers, people that was in it just for the rally, and shorts all coming together to bring us down. But the good thing is we kept hitting these supports and rallies until we finally hit, let me pull it up, this support here at 484. That's the lowest we've been during this whole, since we started rallying to begin with. And technically right now, that is our bottom support for where we're at right now. Of course, you can go lower. Of course, we have this main support here at 216. But for where we're trading out now, our bottom support is 484. Now, if we turn off the drawings again and look at the EMA lines, we have crossed. Let's blow this up. We have crossed over the 200, and not only that, we have tested it 1, 2, 3, and then bounced. 3 to 4 times we've tested it and bounced. So that makes that a good indicator, or confirmation if you want to call it, that we are above the EMA. We are going to stay above the EMA for right now. And the other things that I like about the EMA lines is that we are starting to get this cross of the 15 EMA over the 50. Now, if you've watched my video on trading with my EMA strats, you'll know that this is one of the big things I look for. I look for the price to come up over the 200. I look for this cross, and I look for a retest and a bounce, and we have all those things. Now, somebody asked me today, well, why does this keep selling off at lunch? Well, there's a couple of different reasons. One, lunch is traditionally slow for stocks. Lunchtime is. Another thing is you know, you got to think about, if you wanted to short this stock, when would you hit it? Well, you'd hit it right in the morning, right before, right as people are trying to decide what they want to do. They've been up the morning before, so they try to hit it then. The other time they hit it is right before lunch, going into lunch, because they are going to freak out. They're going to not expect it, especially if it drops lower than what their, you know, normal lunch day is. The other time is right at the end of the day. Those are the 3 key times you want to watch for shorts trying to pull off any shenanigans. Now, the other thing that we have here is the MACD. We are trading right near that. I'm sorry about the saw, guys. That's the people working. We are trading right near the overbought area. So look for us to get a few little pullbacks. Remember, we don't want this to just take off and run until we get close to the squeeze. We want it to run, pull back, get those healthy pullbacks. For one, it gets people used to those pullbacks. Two, if something runs up like that and it starts backing off, people freak out, they sell, they're out for the rally, right? And three, it's just overall healthier for the stock in general. Now, if we bring back on our support and resistance lines, we can actually put this red support into a box now. So I'm going to make this one red too. And we're going to consider support to be between this, what price is that? 624 to 596. Or if you're looking, it's right at the 200 EMA line on the 4-hour chart. This support right here is really not going to matter for this time frame. You could look at it as a small pullback and bounce spot. If we go to the 15-minute, you'll see what I'm talking about. See right here, it'd be good for it to come up, come back, retest it, and bounce. So that's what that support right there would be good for. But you can see that it's clearly bounced right off this 622. We are currently getting higher lows. Now we just need to get the higher highs. We've had them up to this point until it's took this breather. We didn't get it right here. If we look at this, we can set a line right here. And that is what I want to see us over next. I don't know if we'll see it. Depends on if we get a rally before the end of the day or not. If we do, we're likely to get over it, retest and bounce in the after hours. If not, what I look for it most likely to do is come back and test this support here and then bounce into the after hours. Now, if it does not consider this support and comes back down, look for it to come back, retest this 622 support, which by then the 200 will be around there too. I don't look for this right now to fall under the 200 on the 15-minute time scale. Now, if we're talking intraday, the 3-minute, same thing goes. We're looking for it to bounce off the 200 and carry on, which will be around this 657 support. Color that yellow. And since this is the nearest resistance, let's color it yellow too. So those are our key areas. That's what I'd like to see us in between, if not over the 722, going into the after hours. That would be not a perfect scenario, but a great scenario. Perfect scenario would be if it come up over this and bounced. So guys, is there any questions about BBIG right now on the technicals? Yes, I will go over DISC as soon as I'm done right here. Let me write that down. Yes, that the RSI is following the trend right now, which is good. There's no divergence in it. We do, if we're looking at the level 2 here, we can see there's a little bit of a seller wall around 7, I can't see that, it's either 720 or 729. Yeah, it's 719 to 720. So we got a little bit of a seller wall there. If we look at the order flow, we can see that there is some more outflow than inflow, which I'm guessing that has come from the beginning of the day here when it's sold off, because you can tell clearly we're going up right now. So that most of that outflow must have come from the beginning to where we're at, right around 127. And then the biggest part of our inflow has come from 127 to now. But you can see here on the 3-minute, right now we're trading up the 15-day EMA line, which is very good. If this continues another step or two, instead of the 200, look for it to come back and touch the 15-day instead of the, 50-day instead of the 200. So that's how you look at that, guys. Look at the way it steps. Okay, when it's very bullish, it rides at 15. You might see a retest of the 50 every once in a while. When it really needs to cool off, or if it starts to take like a bearish turn, you'll see it come back and test the 200. Now from there you can tell if it's going to go full bearish or if it just need to cool off and bounce, because if it bounces there, it just need to cool off and it'll take off again, or at least it'll stay above the 200. If it falls below that, it's taking a bearish turn, and look to see if it retests that 200 and stays under. If it does, you're probably coming down to the next support, which I don't look for that to do on this stock today. That's just FYI. Hey, no problem. Let me go over disc, and if y'all have any other questions or anything like that, you just let me know. Do y'all like, I'm trying to work on a new setup with a guy here on the way the chart looks with the Not a Financial Advisor at W Trades, the like and subscribe. I'm trying to get the like and subscribe and comments and all that stuff to where it'll blink and flash and scroll. Leave up the Twitter handle and leave the financial advisor thing. I'm working on a better setup. We're just testing this right now. Okay, so disc is finally showing some signs of life. This is the 3 minutes, go to the 15 minute. We can see that it is over the 50-day, and it tested the 200 this morning, and it's back for the test. It's actually popped over. We'll just have to wait and see if it's a fake out breakout or if it'll retest and bounce. We do have the 15 over 50 cross. I usually like to see a little bit more separation if I won't consider it going for a rally, but this is still good just for it to climb. I just don't think it's going to really take off like this. So look for, if it stays bullish, look for the steady climb, bounce back. You got to think, if you look at like D-Nut, Krispy Kreme, when that started getting bearish, the volume dropped out. Disca is still getting over 5 million trades a day. So the volume is still doing pretty decent. We can see today that, again, there's been more outflow than inflow, and that's probably what knocked us down here in the beginning. But overall, we're turning bullish. We're looking good. What's the volume 2 or level 2? Yeah, we might be starting to hit a wall, so look for it to, actually I would probably, let me pull this up here, look at the 3 minute. Yeah, I look for this to come down and at least test this 15, but it's probably going to come down and test the 50. By the way, these candles look right here. Me, I'm bullish on Disca. I wouldn't recommend anybody buy in until it's over the 200 and it's retested and bounced, but I'm already got some in this, and I continue to buy the dips on it. I've not bought on this dip yet. I'm waiting to see what it does, but overall Disca will go back up. I mean, it's just a question of when. It's just it's too good of a stock that makes money for it to stay down for too long. Prague was another one. Now Prague has been getting a lot of eyes on it too, and we can see that this last time it sold off, it stayed above the 200. So this could easily go to $3 as long as people don't start paper handing and taking profits on it. I mean, I wouldn't blame them if they did. If you look at what they're up right now, if they bought in here, that's 83. Even if where the price is now, that's 54%. And if they held through this last pullback, they'd be up 124, and was at one point up 165. So I wouldn't be mad if they did, and you'd probably see it come back, retest, and bounce just like you did here again. And actually, if you was playing this smart, it would be hit the rally, sell, buy the dip, hit the rally, sell, buy the dip. But let's face it, if everyone did that, this wouldn't be hitting those rallies and dips like it. The MACD looks to be turning a little bit bullish, so I do look for it to come down and retest at least support here, if not all the way down to the 50. So we'll just have to see what it does, but I really look for Prog to at least hit $3. Let me break down my Sophie play this morning. So you've been hearing me for a couple of weeks now talk about Sophie being a good play. Sophie is a good play. So why did I buy puts? Well, same reason I bought puts here. I didn't think it was going to go down that low on it, but I thought that there was going to be a pullback before the next rally. Overall, going into next year, Sophie is looking really good to me right now, and even at this price, I think it's a steal. But with any stock that runs, we have pullbacks, even on the smaller pullbacks. Look, it runs and pulls back, and that is good enough. All you need is 50 cents to $1 pullback in order to make decent money with an option. So what did I do? I watched the 15-minute chart. I seen how long it had been running up to 15. Not only had it been running for the last few days just on that 15, but the times that it has pulled down, it's pulled down, you guessed it, more than $1, or right at $1, or the 50 cents, whatever you want to call it. It's pulled back enough to make money on options. So it ran, and I seen it. You can start watching these candles, and you can see them jump when they get ready to take off, whatever. Well, these candles wasn't moving at all. Look how small these candles are. And with 27 million volume, and it's barely moving, that means that people are no longer buying the ask. They are trying to get it as cheap as they can, and they probably even have limit sales waiting for it to drop to buy in. So that means a pullback is coming. If we look at right here at the top of today, so me and Texas ended up playing this today. No, I don't want that one. I want the straight line. So as soon as we seen it fall underneath this 200, actually I kind of started going as soon as I seen this big red candle here. I knew it was coming on down, but I actually didn't get in until it was around 75, I think, cents, or which would be $75. So I bought in there. Well, we seen it pull down. If we bring out this trend line, so let's say we got in at the 15-day EMA. When I seen it pull down here, now let's go to the 3-minute. You can see that it come and tested the 15, got rejected. So just like it was falling the 15 up, now it's falling the 15 down. So when I seen the price pull away from the 15 and drop low, I said it's probably not going to get no better than this. It's probably not going to get no lower than this, at least for today. It can tomorrow. So as soon as I seen it come down and start back up, I took profits on it. And I ended up making roughly somewhere between 50-60% overall on the options call today. To be technical, I sold one right here and one right here. And that's a good way to play those pullbacks, guys. You gotta be smart about it. Yes, we can look at that. OCGN. What's some others? Hey, Beverly. Hey, ain't you been in there before? I thought I'd seen your name before. Well, if you haven't, you're welcome. And if you have, welcome back. If you got any questions or any tickers for us to look at, please post them here and we'll definitely go over them. Guys, right now is a good point to say if you appreciate what I'm doing here, please hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps me out with YouTube's algorithm and it gets me in front of more eyes. Also, I'd really like to know y'all's opinion on what would you like what kind of videos would you like for me to make? Would you like for me to start doing a pre-market to the first hour live stream so we can start going over plays early on in the day and maybe get in on some of these plays that only some of these Discord people are getting in with me? Or would you like for me to start doing a recap every evening of what we did for the day, how the market's doing, and how it's going to be doing? Things like that. I'd really like your opinion. So if you would either comment or message me on Twitter, I'd greatly appreciate it. NRXT. That's okay on BBIG. We're definitely going to hit on it again. You can go back and watch the video for the long version of it, but I'm definitely going to hit on it again. Let me go over these 3 or 4 tickers I have right here, and we'll hit on it again because BBIG is a big play for us right now, and we definitely want to keep touching back on it. As a matter of fact, while I go over this, why don't we put up BBIG in the corner? Nobody puts a baby in the corner. So now from here, we can just go to the 2. Ooh, I might get back in on some SPXL calls today. So let's put BBIG over here in the corner so we can watch it and see what it does. Beverly, for the time being, what we're looking for is for it to come back, which this might be the pullback here. We're looking for it to come back, retest this 15 to this support at, what is that, roughly 657, and bounce, and then looking for the either it'll come up to the 720 and break over, or we might see it consolidate in between the 2 into the after hours. So that's what we're mainly looking for right now. Okay, so over here, AMC had a nice little run up today. It bounced off the 200. Again, this is probably going to come down and test. It really all depends on if the market goes full risk on or not by the end of the day, which I don't look for it to. I look for the market to be good tomorrow, which is why I'll probably pick up some calls on the SPXL. Okay, DATS is one. DATS is a play that I'm in. I did lower my position today on it. I took some profits, but I'm not fully out yet. So we can see that that's what it did, and this is the reason why I took profits. What do we want here? There we go. Right here, it come up. This actually kind of bounced around here before it finally closed right at this resistance line. And then it broke up and it started pulling back. I can show you here on the 15-minute what it did. It starts pulling back. Even better if we look at the 3-minute. So see, it went up and it pulled back again. It came down. It retested and then got rejected for a 3rd time. That's when I said it's coming down. I didn't think it was going to come down this far, but I knew it was coming down a decent amount. And after it came down, people just took profits. It's been running for a little bit. They probably missed out on, some of them probably missed out on the last spike, and they wasn't going to miss out on this one. But DATS is a good company overall, and that's the reason why I held on to some shares. Plus, with what I sold, the shares that I have now in it, it's pretty much free and clear for me. So again, we're under the 200. This will probably get rejected once or twice more, unless the market goes completely bullish tomorrow, like full on risk on, out of the window to the moon type shit. Unless it does something like that, look for this to probably come on down and retest a support line. I'd actually have to go back out here to tell you what the nearest support is. So probably it'll be about the 1065 to 1020 area. It's probably where it'll bounce off of before it takes off again. But we can see, I mean, guys, this is, like I said, it's a good company. It's right now, there's just people, like I said, look, they probably held on here and it came down. So when it started rallying again, they said, well, whenever I get back up to there again, I'll take profits this time. I've done it. That's the reason I know why. I know some other people do it. The next one is OCGN. Look at that, an engulfing candle. That's what we call an engulfing candle. When it completely engulfs the previous candle. If that stays like that, that's a bullish move on BBIG. OCGN has just killed it the last couple of days. And the after hours, I know that probably looked kind of scary, especially when you hit in the morning and it come way down here. Because remember, this was red at one point. This green that you're seeing now was red, and it was way down here. If we look at the 15-minute, 3-minute, you'll see what I'm talking about. Look, this big one turned green. At one point, this was red, and it was way down to the 832 mark. And that probably scared a lot of people. So, congrats if you held through that. But as you can see, where did it bounce at? It bounced right here at the 200 EMA line. It came back up. This is what they call an options trap. When a stock goes down, then up, then down, then up real quick within the first 20 to 30 minutes, if you buy during that time, then the theta versus delta will cause it to where you won't make any money no matter if it goes up or down. I've been caught in those before, and the stock moved almost 50 cents within the next couple of hours, and I was still in the negative. Just a thought. Again, it came back down. We probably had people do the same thing I was talking about on DATS. They got up here, they said, wow, it's probably going down, so I'm going to take profits. They took profits, and it came down again. But the bulls won out, as you can see. We had an almost completely engulfing candle, then the three soldiers, and it took off. And it's continuing to take off. This is probably going to continue to rally into the after hours. The key points to watch are this area here, because this is where they've taken profits before, and this area up here at the 936. Those are the two profit-taking areas, and if there's gonna be profit takers again, and it's going to crash, it's going to be around one of those two areas, because they're watching to try to regain their footing to where they lost out last time. NRXP. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about with the market. Let me go over here one thing, this file. Every one of these, if you look at your sector today on a sector map or a heat map, and you see that it's red or down, then I guarantee you can almost go to the SPY or the NASDAQ, depending on which one your sector is most heavily in, and you'll see almost a 1-to-1 on them, especially in the morning. So look, NRXP, it's a risk-heavy stock, and it's a non-conviction play for most people. So that means when the market goes down, they're cleaning up margin. They want out. They want to get out now to clean up their margin and put it toward a more like blue chip type stock. So they sell out. When the market goes risk on again and starts getting bullish, they buy back in. The problem is with these less conviction plays, they don't hold in. As soon as they start to get back up to profits again, they're like, well, I made my money back, I'm back to where I was at, close enough. So as soon as they see any resistance and pullback, they take profits. And that's the reason why you see this up and down here. And right now, unfortunately, the bulls are winning. The bears are winning. Look for this to probably, if it don't bounce here at the 100 EMA or MA line, then look for it to come all the way down to the 200 EMA line. The next pullback on the SPY, I'm going to get SPXL calls. So Beverly, if you're still with us, let's talk about BBIG. Now it's on the left over here. Again, this been a non-conviction play except for the people like us that are in it. It sold off with the market. Luckily, because they are bullish people like us in it, it didn't sell off as bad as some of the others. You can see this right here is a triple leveraged version of the SPY, so it falls it pretty close. You can see that we didn't get to sell off quite as bad as what most of them did. And as soon as the market was considered risk on and went green, we picked up too. We had to look at that. That's a perfect bounce right off the 622 support. It didn't even bother coming all the way down to the 200. It bounced right there. We see the sharp turn on the 15, and we've now got the cross of the 15 over 50. I bet you if we look at MACD and RSI, yeah, see the MACD starting to separate again. It's back over the center line, and we have the green candles that are spiking. So the MACD is great on it, and we have no divergence in the RSI, but we have a little bit to go if it wants to run, but it's pretty close to being overbought. So I don't look for this one to take off during trading hours. If it's going to take off, it's going to do it in the after hours or pre-market. But if we look at the level 2 order book here, we do have a wall to get over. I wonder if we look at, let me see something. If there's something worth looking at, I'll show you. Let me look at the dark pool information. Sorry I keep coughing on y'all. Me and my son got a little sick last night. BBIG. Yeah, see, the dark pools are starting to pick up a lot on BBIG, which is a good sign the shorts are getting scared. So let me look at one thing here, and then I'll show you the dark pools on them. If we come to options, yeah, look at the implied volatility, especially if we come up to the 15th and 22nd here on the bull side. Look, that's 400%. So that means even the market makers are worried that this is going to spike, right? Good indicator of market maker sentiment is looking at the implied volatility on the big option days, and they are high, especially for the ones that's right at the money or in the money. Look at that, and that's 765% implied volatility. And then right in here in the center, they start lowering and then getting bigger again. They don't do this normally. This is not a normal setup for this. So now if we come to the dark pools, and me and another guy, hey Philip, how's it going, bub? Glad you made it. If we come to the dark pools on this, we can see that they finally picked up. You know, for a while they were starting to get kindly in the negative and not pulling off much, which, let's face it, the last little bit they didn't need it. It was going down without the dark pools. But now it's starting to get back into the positive, starting to get high again, and they're starting to worry. Let's look at... Hey, give me 1 second, guys. I think the workers are back. 1 second. Yeah, guys, if we look at the short float on that, it's still around 25%. So the shorts is not covered on it yet. It's still looking pretty decent on that. If we look at, yeah, we can check out the FTDs here. Sorry about the back and forth there, guys. Them workers were asking about a few things there too. So yeah, the FTDs on them are not looking too bad. Let's see. Let me zoom in here. So this is, today's the 13th. So that's right here at this one where I got the pointer at. There's 883 that has to be filled by the end of the day. 1,283,000. Now the thing about FTDs, I cleared up some information about them. The ones that are on here are the shares that are that were failed to deliver. So it's not the contracts; it's the shares. Also, there are two ways to cover this. One is by buying back the shares and getting them there. If they do that, they either have to do it with options, which is also good for us because it makes more gamma, or they have to buy the shares straight up, which is good as long as we have the bullish momentum to pick up those shares. Remember, those shares being bought mean nothing if there's nobody there to buy them. So we need the people there to buy them. We need that bullish sentiment on it. We need people to pick them up. That's one of the reasons why this first days of FTDs kind of hurt us, is because there just wasn't enough bullish sentiment. But now that we're starting to get that, we're starting to get higher lows, I look for this next batch to really help us out. But overall, let's see, I'm trying to remember what all I just said. I know I jumped around there a little bit. So yeah, they either have to do it with to cover that way, or the second way is cash. Now, if they cover with cash, that's even worse for them. They can do it, and that won't help us out with the stock movement. But if they cover with cash, that means the market makers are going to have to turn around. If they borrowed the shares off of them, it's not that big of a deal, right? If it was shares that the market makers themselves own, then they can decide whether to buy those shares back or not. It don't matter. But if those shares were loaned out, then the market maker has to get those shares back to someone, right? But again, this only helps out if we have the bullish momentum, if we have people there to pick up those shares. I hope I made sense of that. I know I was a little all over the place, but I hope that made sense. So this will really do us some good as long as we can keep up the bullish momentum with it. Man, I really want to pull back before I buy any into that. But I ain't got time. Okay, I'm going to pick up, let me look at some SPXL calls. Dude, my BBIG calls I got day before yesterday killed, man. Look, I got this whole run up on it. Well, that's a lie. About half of them I sold before the end of the day, and I only ended up keeping just a couple of them till the next morning. So I didn't get all that run up. I got this first run up with the majority of them, and then I sold somewhere when it broke under the 50-day here. So I got about right in, well, actually about where that line is where I got the majority of them in. Sorry if I'm being quiet. Guys, again, if you appreciate what I'm doing, if you find value in what I'm doing, hit that like and subscribe button. It'd really help me get me out in front of more eyes on YouTube. SPXL. Let's look at options for it on here. That way I can show y'all why I'm picking them up here on my phone. This is the wrong one. There's the one we want. So we want to go out at least to the 22nd. We want to do calls. Wow, man, that's up there. That is really up there, damn. I guess if I want to play it for tomorrow, I am going to have to play this one closer. Man, let me see what puts look like on inverse then. SPXS. So if we go here now, wait, what is that? Yeah, see, it's getting a perfect rejection right now. It's a great time to buy in if I can get in right now. We want to do puts. We want to go out to, yeah, here. So the 21 puts look the best for the price. What's possible? Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get the puts on the SPXS, which means I'm actually bullish on the overall market because the SPXS is an inverse. So it goes down when the overall market goes up. So if I want to be bullish on it, I'll have to get puts. Puts for the 19th. Let's get 4 of them. You know, let's get 1 of the 22 and 3 of the 21s. Alright, we'll see if it gets filled by the end of the day, because I'm not going to go any higher than that. Let's see. Do y'all just want to put BBIG up on the big map and watch it until the end? Does that sound good to y'all? No, he said that as far as he could tell from where he got the information on, those are counted as individual shares. Yeah, let's put it up here then. Let's do that. I think most of us in here right now is NBBIG. So that'll be a good send-off. Let me put up the RSI and MACD. And guys, I'm going to do a quick recap after I go pick my son up. There it is. After I go pick up my son from the bus, I'm going to do a recap of the big ones like BBIG, AMC, stuff like that. I'm also going to do a quick recap of the overall market and the SPY in general, and heat map and sectors. So that video should be up before 5 or 5:30 because I've got to make the video and then I got to render it. Man, it's still not taken. Them puts I just bought. Here's the 3-minute on it, so we can watch it candle by candle. See, look, what I tell you, come right down, tested, well, the 200 or 50, whichever one you want to call it here. But we still have the split. We have our golden cross on the 3-minute, and it's looking good. As long as it can break, let me draw a line here. As long as it can break over this by close, look for it to skyrocket. If it gets rejected here, then look for it to come back and retest the 50 or 200 and then try to go retest that. Pretty much consolidated. It'll go for a triple top. Wait, did I get it? Alright, no, damn it, I didn't get it. Man, let me take a poke at this real quick. It will not pick up for me for some reason. I've even went higher than what I should to do it. Y'all got any questions on anything right now? Anything you'd like for me to explain or take a better look at? Man, those SPXS puts do not want to go. I've even raised it like $2. Sell orders on BBIG? Uh-oh. There was a couple of big orders come in there. I don't have Benzinga Pro right now. I need to renew it, but let me see if I can go to Benzinga's website and look for any block trades on it. Trying to see if there's a free place I can get block trade information. I don't think Webull has block trade information. I mean, they'll tell you, like, if you look at the order flow here, they'll tell you like the large orders, but they won't tell you like the individual orders. Like we can see large scale sell orders has been today about 500,000. If we look up here, it's showing 1.33 million, but we've had large buy orders at 790,000. Will Mead. Dude's a joke. Yeah. Yeah, if you look at, let me go back to the level 2 here. If we look at the individual data, if you look here though, on the buy side, we are equaling them or blowing right through it when we come up on them. But for us to be this bad and it show like this, that just looks like manipulation to me. Yeah. See how quickly they blow by or move? That's either a false wall or we're just blowing through them. Up, it double topped, guys, so look for it to come back down and retest at least the 50-day before it bounces. Oh wow, I got my option. It finally went through. I had to pay $2 more than what I wanted to for it, but well, I got my put. I should call, didn't I? So we'll see in the morning if it goes up or not. What are we looking at here? One minute, right there it is. What'd it do? See, I'm lagging. That should already be in there. Let me refresh this. Yeah, see, I was lagging like a minute behind. That's my bad. We'll see. Guys, I gotta go pick up my kids. I will do the recap like I talked about. Look for that sometime around between 5 and 5:30. Like always, guys, I appreciate you coming and hanging out with me. Y'all make it a blast to do this. Let me know if there's anything y'all would like for me to try to do. Maybe we can start doing the morning stream or something like that. Maybe I can start putting out some more videos about certain subjects, whatever you want. Just let me know. I love doing this, so don't care to do it. Oh, look at that, an engulfing candle right there. But like always, I greatly appreciate you coming and hanging out with me. We'll catch you later. Catch you later, John.